Oh, hello there. It's been a while. If you don't remember me, I'm WiseTV and I make Reddit videos. I haven't uploaded in about 2 months, but anyway, I am back and I am sorry for the delay. In today's video, we are starting something new. We are jumping into the AskReddit series. Today's question is, what's the dumbest thing you got in trouble for in school? Let's get into it. I was sitting on a big trash can and the principal walked up to me and told me to get down. I did. Then he asked, "Do you sit on furniture at your house?" I looked at him kinda puzzled and said, "Yes?" He gave me detention for answering a question about sitting on furniture at my house. I called this kid a trapezoid in 2nd grade. He was very upset and got me in trouble. "Boy, get your pickle chin trapezoid looking head at—" Wait, sorry, I'll just stop. Next, I got in trouble for reading a book. I would finish my work in class and pull out a book to read and be told to put it away and lay my head down if I'm done. They would rather have me just lay my head down and stare at a wall than continue to learn through reading. A runner-up, my homework slipped off my desk and got sucked into one of those huge stupid air conditioner units. The teacher didn't believe me, so I had to stick my hand up the vent of this thing and try to fish it out. I have no idea how dangerous this was, but it doesn't seem like a good idea now. I managed to get it out and it was torn down the middle with a huge grease stain. He made me stay after class and redo it, and I narrowly avoided detention, all because a piece of paper slipped off my desk. My friend has diabetes, and when we were in school I sat next to him in class. He told me his blood sugar was really low and he felt faint. He didn't want to leave class, so I offered to give him my banana. So I gave it to him and the teacher scolded me for taking out food in class. She sent me to the principal's office even after I told her the reason for it. The principal teacher just didn't care and told me to chill here until the bell rings, lol. I'll never know why Mrs. Henderson was so angry. Some of these teachers are really just unreasonable. They're almost like the entitled parents in a way, I guess you could say. I got in trouble for standing up to a bully. Came in from recess after he pushed, pinched, pulled, laughed, and threatened multiple people. I stood up from my chair, pointed at him, and said, "If you ever touch me again, I'll..." Then, I turned around to see my teacher watching. I got a spanking. I told this before. High school, late 90s, we just got the internet. This was the early days of the internet where any random or innocent search result could still bring up porn. Well, it happened to me. Our history class had a computer lab. Porn came up on my screen, immediately sent to the office. They did not believe me that it was an accident, but I'd never been in trouble before. I was suspended the rest of the day. I just went home. Then it started happening to the other students and teachers. Then they finally put filters on the computers, but I was never apologized to. Ah, the 90s. Fun times. Just kidding, I didn't live in the 90s. I lived in 2003. That's irrelevant. Continue on. I got in trouble because I asked how bananas reproduce. My teacher didn't find it appropriate. It was in biology class. Alright, listen here, I'll explain it for you. When two bananas like each other very much, they do the splits. Get it? Like the banana splits? Ha, right? Well, I guess my humor hasn't gotten any better while I've been gone. Once, a teacher was yelling at the class for talking. I figured, who cares? I wasn't talking, so she's obviously not yelling at me and just had my resting face the entire time. Thing is, ever since I started being depressed, my resting face is basically just me being dead inside, I guess. So she yelled at me, "What's with the face?" And another kid got sent to the office for defending me. On the way out, he made a joke, and another kid laughed at it, and he was told that he should call his mother and ask if she thinks it's funny. He did, and she thought it was funny. Wonder what the teacher had to say to that. In 2nd grade, a boy who didn't like me told the teacher that I was taking rocks out of my pockets and throwing them at him during recess. I got brought to the principal's office and was told to apologize to him, where I started crying and showed him that I didn't even have pockets. I was wearing leggings. I still had to apologize. That's gotta be one of the hardest things as a child, apologizing for something that you never even did. The fact that he even showed that she didn't have pockets should be enough. Common sense. My school had a no touching policy, so I got in trouble for hugging my best friend in the hallway. This might be common, but my high school has a very odd attendance policy. If you were late to school 3 times, you would immediately receive detention. I had detention once because of this, and I decided it wasn't for me. So anytime I knew I was going to be late, I'd just skip. If you missed enough, they'd put you on a medical watch sort of thing that would require a doctor's excuse. But you had to miss a lot of school for that to happen. So senior year, I spent a lot of days hanging out at home or my friends playing Mario Kart because the school rewarded absenteeism over tardiness. I had to sit in the office and have a conference with the dean and my parents, all because a girl slapped my ass. They said I sexually harassed her. We didn't have video cameras at the time, but this dickhead didn't believe me. The girl didn't say anything to the school until 3 days later when I got suspended. Happened in primary school. We were taking a break from our boys' dance group and I went into the toilets to take a crap. went into a cubicle and another boy from the same group was pissing. However, he felt like I invaded his privacy by walking in on his unlocked cubicle. He was also facing away from me, so obviously I saw nothing. He complained and cried to the teacher, accusing me of perving, and I was told off for sexual harassment. I didn't get the free ice cream that we'd usually get after each practice. To this day, I still hate that kid. It's pretty messed up for the kid to just blatantly lie like that. Obviously it was an honest mistake. I had a stutter in middle school out of social anxiety. I couldn't speak very well when trying to get my point across or when I was on the spot. I remember stuttering during a conversation and then correcting myself. I said, she, in a conversation with other students. I got called into the principal's office and was suspended for 2 weeks for calling a girl a he/she, when she had nothing to do with the conversation we were talking about to begin with. Sometimes I think about finding the man who was my principal during that time and telling him how much he made me suffer in middle school. I got suspended for wearing too much body spray when I had a BO problem. I got suspended for accidentally knocking someone's shoes off a table into the trash. I also got suspended numerous times I defended myself from physical assault. I think the last time I got suspended was for calling out my science teacher for saying NASA wasn't real and that we never landed on the moon. My response was, "My grandfather works for NASA though." The slip that I got for that suspension was causing a scene in class and lying about my grandfather working for NASA. The vice principal had already written it up before I entered the room and he was looking at the computer the entire time I explained this to him. I later brought in a picture of my grandfather's page on NASA's very own website and he read me a detention for provoking him. The most absurd and ludicrous person I have met to this day. Wow, that's awful. He even proved his point and he still couldn't accept the truth. I also had an unfortunate "I wasn't throwing the thing" incident when I was 11 or so. During French class, some kids were throwing little pieces of eraser at the back of someone's head and he was getting visibly upset by it. They wouldn't stop and the supply teacher was doing nothing about it. So anytime they threw a piece of eraser, I'd pick it up and put it on my desk so they couldn't throw it again. Eventually, the student snapped, punched one of them in the face, and then ran out of the portable. The eraser throwers blamed me, the supply teacher wasn't paying attention, so she blamed me as well, and I had very incriminating chunks of eraser in my desk. Everyone besides my parents was convinced I was lying. They used to pull me from class to talk to the principal on a daily basis because they thought they could get the truth out of me eventually. Eventually, the kid who was getting the erasers thrown at told the real story, and the principal and the teacher brought me and my stepdad to school to apologize to me. Also, before anyone asks, I have no idea why the receiver of the eraser chunks did not speak up about it immediately. I did not want to pretend to get into the mind of someone who is severely bullied, as that's not my place. Worried about the fallout of telling the truth? Maybe, who knows. It took a few weeks and eventually he told the real story, which I am thankful for. Well, at least you found the positive in a crappy situation, although it still sucked to be in that situation at the time. At least the kid spoke up eventually, like he said. I was kicked out of geometry class and was given a referral that said do not return to class until a parent or teacher conference is scheduled. This all happened because I had the wrong size paper. This teacher wanted everyone to have 8.5 times 11 inch and I had 8 times 10.5 inch. I kept getting 50% credit on every assignment because I had the wrong size paper. I finally told her I'm not buying all new paper because you want to be special. I mean, let's be real, does it really matter, honestly? You're still getting your work done. That's kind of jacked that he's getting 50% on stuff he still did just because the teacher's being petty about it. We were on summer school camp and I was asleep in a girl's cabin. The other girls had let a boy in and got busted by the teachers guarding outside. I had to come back to school in the summer for a week to water the principal's plants and do other chores. I've had an experience kind of similar to that. In 6th grade camp, I decided to go for a sleepwalk in the middle of the night, and I ended up in the girls' dorm. All of this seemed like a dream to me, and I woke up and it was true, it did happen. No one really got mad at me, they just said don't do it again, which I can't help because I was sleepwalking. And yes, that's a true story, I promise you. Anyway guys, I know I haven't uploaded for like the past 2 months, and I just want to say right now, I'm sorry. Life's been super busy lately, and I know I can't really make an excuse because I've had free time every now and then. I know. It's my time management skills partly, and just my procrastination, and I want to apologize for letting down each and every one of you. From this point onward, I'm going to strive to make enjoyable content and upload more consistently for you guys. Also, summer's about to start, so once that happens, there'll be many more uploads. I can promise you that. And yeah, for those who stuck with me, thank you for having your patience. And like I said again, I'm super sorry. But if you guys want to join the Discord, that is down in the description if you want to talk to me more. I'm finally going to be active on there again. Also, Twitter's in the description as well, and so is the Instagram. If you are new and you enjoy my content, please consider liking and subscribing. I'd really appreciate it. Thank you for watching and have a great day. I will see you guys in the next video.